Hi everybody and welcome back to Smart Home Improvement People today. So today I thought I'd do a video because I had a guy who made a comment, sensible comment to be honest, about our video about how much does a conservatory cost in 2025, where he said surely that any sensible person would do their research and would know that different types and styles of conservatories would entail different costs. And he's right. He is correct. Most people who have quotes for conservatories do that. But the problem is, depending on where you actually go and look, is what kind of cost implications. So if I was to go to, let's say, for instance, Anglian or Everest, as an example, I'm going to get much higher costs that they're going to tell me than, say, for instance, my local conservatory company round the corner. Now, I don't personally have one that's just round the corner from me. Okay, I think it's about a mile from where I live. Okay, which is the nearest one to me. Okay, so the reality is he correct? Yes, he is. Okay, so then the fundamental thing is, when people get a conservatory, why don't they actually realise how much it's actually going to cost? And the main reason for that is most people have an idea of what they want, but it's well out of their ideal solution. So they may think to themselves, well, I want this wonderful, say, 5x5 conservatory. Okay, as in, let's say, for instance, a Victorian conservatory with a beautiful tiled roof with all the sunlight coming through and everything. I'm going to be able to use it all year round, but only have to budget for a lean-to conservatory with a polycarbonate roof. Now the problem is that lean-to conservatory is way cheaper than that Victorian conservatory. So one of the fundamental problems is budget. A lot of the time when people look at getting a conservatory, they may not have the budget. It's a bit like me deciding to buy a new house and I want the big 5-bedroom detached house. My kids are going to be happy, but only having the budget to get a 3-bedroom terraced house. And that's where the fundamental problem is. People don't actually realise what the cost implications are going to be for what they're actually going to want. And people do not do enough research beforehand. And sometimes it may be the case of that somebody might come and knock on their door, door canvasser, say, would you like the idea of having a new conservatory built on the back of your house? You've done no research. You could have a sales rep coming round to your house that night or within the next couple of days, and you've got no time whatsoever to obviously do the obvious research you're going to need to do before that man or woman, could be either, comes round your house and gives you a sales pitch. So the reality is, how much is a conservatory really? So we'll actually go through it quickly. Realistically, if you're going to look at getting a conservatory, you want a budget of about 20 to 30 grand. Doesn't cost that much, but that's what you want a budget for. 20 or 30 grand for your dream conservatory, no matter where in the country. You can get a conservatory for under 10 grand if you really want it. You can get one between 10 and 20, but I would always say budget way. I've always said budget way above what you're going to actually be looking at. So I would say budget 20 to 30,000 pounds, and if you can budget there, there's no reason you can't foresee your dream. There's no reason whatsoever. Now, from that point of view, I hope that helps everybody out, because at the end of the day, you don't want somebody coming round who's going to spend arguably 3 hours in your house, sell you the dream, and it's well out of your ballpark. Because if you haven't got the optimum budget, all you're going to end up with is disappointment, and arguably you might agree to getting something done you don't really want done. And I would always say that's not a good idea. Always go for what you truly want, and if that means maybe you've got to save a bit more money or wait a bit longer, then do it. Don't rush into getting a conservatory if it's not what you truly want. So I'm going to cut it a bit short today. I'm not going to ramble on for my usual 10-20 minutes. Okay, got any questions, just drop them in the comments down below. I will try and help. I'm also going to do one on in the next few days about why it takes 3 to 4 hours and why conservatory salesmen are in your houses for so long. But for now, thanks for listening, and I'll speak to you all again a bit later.